Tomorrow's the farmer's market, and it's time to start making money from lettuce. Hi everybody, my name is Sarah from Living Traditions Homestead, and hey, we sell at the farmer's market because we are self-employed, full-time homesteaders, and we have to find all the ways that we can make money on the homestead so that we don't have to go back to corporate America and get desk jobs. Today I am going to be cutting some of our leaf lettuce to take to the farmer's market. I'll tell you that last year this leaf lettuce and this particular variety were such a hit at the farmer's market that we sold out every single week and had customers that were so sad when the lettuce season was over. So today I'm going to show you how we cut, prepare, and bag this lettuce to get it ready for the farmer's market tomorrow. Behind me is one of our beds of lettuce that we will be using to cut and take to the farmer's market. The variety that we are using is a mix from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company, and the name of the mix is Rocky Top Mix. It is such a nice, sweet spring mix. None of it is bitter. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out for us this year. It is warm already here in the Missouri Ozarks. It just seems like it turned into summer after 2 days of spring. But we are trying to hit it hard and maximize our opportunity at the farmer's market with this lettuce. This lettuce here next to me, I cut last week. And so you can see that it has grown back pretty well. I'm actually going to be harvesting at the end of this bed that was not harvested at all last week, and then I'm actually going to harvest another one of our beds and let this grow for one more week before I cut it back again. So let me take you down to the end of the bed, show you the beautiful lettuce we have down there, and I'll get you started learning how to cut lettuce for the farmer's market. So this lettuce behind me is what we're going to be cutting today for the farmer's market. Hopefully you can see it okay. My asparagus is kind of drooping over into the way, but hey, you know, I'm just doing the best I can over here. So this is what we're going to be harvesting today. It's actually much more mature than the stuff that you saw before, but it is really gorgeous. This is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be cutting all of this and putting it in our basket to go into the house. One thing I've learned about cutting lettuce, when I first started out, and actually last week I wasn't thinking, I was using a scissors to cut the lettuce. I would take a bunch of the leaves and cut real close to you know, the stem part, and it would crush the ends of the leaves and make kind of a bruised mark. And really that's not that big of a deal, but I want the best presentation and the best product for our customers. A sharp knife won't bruise the leaves like a scissors will. So when you're cutting lettuce off of the head, for lack of better words, I just really grab a big handful and just start cutting right close to the ground. Now I want to leave enough so that the middle leaves that are still growing can still continue to come up. I'm not cutting all the way down to the ground. And once you do this a couple times, you'll get a hang of it and understand better what I'm doing. But I'm just going to cut, in this situation, a couple inches above the ground to make sure that I get everything, and that is one nice handful of lettuce. So I'm just going to keep cutting this until all of this is in my basket. One thing I'd like to add is that as I'm cutting, if I notice that there are less desirable leaves, I just go ahead and take those out and toss them aside right away so that I have less work in the house when I'm cleaning and washing and looking through to make sure everything looks good. Okay, I have our basket of lettuce. Now it's time to go inside and get washing and spinning and packaging. Well, this is a new angle of my kitchen that I don't think that anybody has ever seen. So I want to show you the process that I use to wash, spin, and package the lettuce And I just have this little setup here that works for me. Now, keep in mind, we are not a big operation, so I have no need for anything other than my kitchen sink and a spinner. It probably takes me a little bit longer than if I had a modified washing machine to spin it out and all that kind of stuff, but frankly, you know, we're just not big enough for that, and we don't have the money right now for that. So this works fine for me, and it can work fine for you too until you have raised enough money on the homestead, profited enough from the things that you're selling to buy those things and that equipment. Okay, let's get started. So I'm gonna grab some lettuce. And put it in the sink. You can put quite a bit in here, but don't really overfill it because you want enough water in there to agitate it. Okay, so we're agitating. And this is just gently loosening up any of the dirt and those kinds of things that were on there from the garden. As I'm doing this, I'm noticing any leaves that might not be very attractive. I'm also looking for things to start floating up that shouldn't be in there, like pieces of grass, anything that you don't want your customer to have in their salad. Okay, so I'm satisfied with that. I'm gonna start transferring them to the next sink. Everything I'm doing is getting closer and closer to the end. I like to work far away and then, you know, be working toward the scale. That's just the way my brain works. Now that we have that part done, now I'm just gonna agitate again in the second sink. Okay, this looks good, so it's time for me to start putting it in the spinner. I'm just gonna take a handful, a nice handful out, and just let them drip dry for a little bit before I put them in there. I'm gonna put them right in there. I think that's a little bit too much. You don't wanna overfill your spinner. But on the other hand, you don't want to have too little in there because you don't want to waste a lot of time. But if it's too full, then the water's not going to spin out right. Okay, lettuce is in there. There's a top for this spinner that goes on. And then this goes on there. There you go. Now, put this down and spin it. You press the stop button, and then there's an outlet here that you just tip it, and all the water, oh, I wish I would have done that better for you. All the water comes out there. And then I do it again. Always do this twice. Nobody wants a soggy salad, and nobody wants to pay by the ounce for water. Okay, that one's done. Now, I tell all of my customers and people who come up to me at the farmer's market, I even advertise it on Facebook, that I wash twice, spin twice. And customers want to know that. When they go to the farmer's market, you know, you have to trust the person, right? They don't want lettuce that has just been taken right out of the garden that might have dirt on it, might have slugs in it, or other kinds of bugs and things. So I always make sure that, and that gains trust. And they will, when they go home and see that your product is as you have told them, that gains trust, and they will continue to come back, and they'll also come back next year. Now, like I said, I use these little cheapy bags, and I use my scale. Now this scale is only measuring at ounces, at, you know, pounds. So I'm gonna do 0.25 pounds. Weigh that. No, we're about halfway there. Perfect, 0.25 pounds. Okay, the next thing that I do when I'm packaging it is I start twisting it up at the top, because this will create a little balloon. Like that, okay? I put a twist tie on it, and the reason I do this is because I can fluff it up. and the customer can see all of the wonderful things in there. The cold air can stay surrounded in there. It doesn't get all smashed. Nobody wants to buy a bag of smashed lettuce salad. Okay, so that's what I do, and it's beautiful. Put a twist tie on there, put it in the fridge or a cooler, and you're good to go. We actually store ours because tomorrow is a farmer's market. We store it in a cooler with some ice, and then it's ready to go. I don't have enough refrigerator space for 15 of these, so that's the way we do it. Okay, I'm all finished. I ended up getting 16 bags of lettuce for the farmer's market tomorrow. A great way to make money on the homestead. Keep it in mind. If this is your first time on the homestead, thank you so much for joining us. Before you go, hit the subscribe button below so you know what we're up to. If you're one of our faithful traditionalists that comes back 5 days a week and watches every one of our videos, thank you so much. Hey, when you were watching this video, did you say, I know somebody who needs to see this? Well, go ahead and share it with them. We would love to have them join us on our journey. Until next time, you guys, thanks so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.